It's Friday, the 21st of April, 2023. Welcome to the Fast Five by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Adam Lang.
Good morning, Michael.
Adam, 5 stories, 5 minutes. Let's jump straight in. Story number 1 is a big one. The Reserve Bank is set for a sweeping overhaul of its operations, at least at the very top level, with the establishment of 2 boards. Treasurer Jim Chalmers yesterday agreed to all 51 recommendations in principle contained in the independent review of the Reserve Bank of Australia. This is the first external review of the central bank and the operation of monetary policy, which obviously includes interest rate decisions, in 4 decades.
Michael, this is a big story. The recommendations are grouped into 5 themes around the monetary policy framework, monetary policy decision-making and accountability, an open and dynamic RBA, better corporate governance, and ensuring the bank leadership drives institutional and cultural change. The reviewers recommended the establishment of a separate monetary policy board and a governance board to ensure decision-making and governance arrangements are as effective as they can be. It's recommended putting more experts on the monetary policy board, which is the one setting interest rates, that can better challenge the governor. It also wants to cut the number of board meetings to 8 per year and ensure mandatory news conferences after each decision. And while the 2 to 3% target rate for inflation stays, the review recommends tightening up wording around what the RBA actually means.
Yeah, Governor Philip Lowe welcomed it. He broadly agreed with the recommendations. He said 2 boards was a good idea. He also said he didn't feel slighted by the report, adding that he won't pitch to be reappointed as governor when his term finishes in September, but he's happy to stay on. He'll do his best to implement the RBA review's changes, but his future is up to the federal government. On to story number 2 now, Adam. The competition regulator has blocked Qantas's proposed acquisition of regional airline Alliance, worried that the competition in the fly-in, fly-out market in Western Australia and Queensland will lessen.
The ACCC said Alliance is an important competitor to Qantas, and the removal of Alliance is likely to substantially lessen competition. That could mean higher prices and reduced service quality. The ACCC said that flying workers in the resource sector to and from their work sites is an essential service, so it is critical that competition in this market is protected. Qantas wasn't happy about it, saying it remained confident the acquisition would not substantially lessen competition. Qantas has requested a meeting with the competition regulator to understand its decision.
And speaking of the resource sector, Adam, story number 3 is all about Rio Tinto, where the Australian iron ore division of the company has made its best ever start to a year, a 16% surge in export volumes, but the strong performance in iron ore was partially offset by a downgrade to copper production guidance on the back of technical problems at Rio's American and Chilean copper mines.
Michael, these numbers are huge, and according to the Financial Review, the first 3 months of the year are typically the weakest for Australian miners because weather tends to disrupt exports. But if Rio were to continue exporting at the rate achieved over the past 3 months, it would hit the top of its guidance range for exports. Rio has promised to ship between 320 million and 335 million tonnes from WA in 2023.
I can't even get my head around the size of that. Those numbers are huge. I need it kind of put in terms that I can understand, like that if they stretched it out in like a line of trucks or something, that it would reach from...
How far from Earth to the moon?
Yeah, exactly. So if we could then just say Rio has promised to ship between 2 to 2.5 Earth, moon, iron ore kind of lengths or something.
Light years, maybe.
Yes. Suddenly, 1 million tonnes probably makes a little bit more sense. And so I kind of retract everything I've just said. Story number 4, Adam. Tesla boss Elon Musk has doubled down on the price war that he started at the end of last year, saying that the electric vehicle maker would prioritise sales growth ahead of profit in a weak economy.
Musk said it is better to shift a large number of cars at lower margin and harvest that margin in the future. He said, although the economy remained uncertain, the EV maker's orders exceeded production. Tesla posted its lowest quarterly margins in 2 years during the March quarter as it managed aggressive price cuts. The electric vehicle maker has slashed prices 6 times in the United States, as well as in China and other markets since late last year. And let's see what happens here in Australia.
All right, last one. Story number 5. How about this for a strike, Adam? More than 155,000 federal workers in Canada walked off the job after wage talks with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government failed. The labour disruption is expected to impede government functions really quite broadly, including the release of economic data from Statistics Canada, passports and immigration applications, even tax filings.
Michael, 155,000 workers. That's staggering. The stakes are high for the Prime Minister, whose government has increased the size of the public service by more than a third since being elected in 2015. It's all about pay, with many workers hoping to recoup purchasing power they lost during the recent period of high inflation. The PSAC, the Public Service Alliance of Canada, the largest federal civil service union in Canada, has been seeking a 13.5% pay rise over 3 years for Treasury Board employees.
That is a big strike.
Yeah, big strike and a big claim too, 13.5%. Who will do the stats, Michael?
I know that would upset you greatly if there's a delay of economic data coming out, and quite a lot of people, I suspect, would be on board. That's it, the top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you very much, Adam.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Friday, the 21st of April, 2023. Remember to hit follow on the podcast, and if 5 minutes isn't enough for you, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget as well, the Amazon Echo smart speaker range comes with Alexa built in. Simply say, Alexa, play the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed podcast to catch the latest episode, and you can grab yours now at amazon.com.au. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.